Well, right now, crime is spiking in major cities, up 12%. You've got armed robberies, smash and grabs, carjackings, each one sparking a new debate over gun control. But there are plenty of Americans in cities across the country where they are proudly exercising their Second Amendment right to bear arms. NewsNation's Stephanie Haynes is live for us in Gun Barrel City, Texas, with that story. Hey, Stephanie.
Hey, Marky, good morning. Gun Barrel City, Texas is a small town in East Texas, about 6,500 people, and its slogan is, "We shoot straight with you." We spoke to a bunch of people in town and asked them, do you know about this resolution? It was passed in 2013. Some of them didn't know, and not everybody we spoke to owns a gun, but they all agree that this is a community that they believe is safe. Gun Barrel City, Texas is just like any small town. It's an hour away from Dallas, and it's an easy escape from the hustle of city life. And if you couldn't tell by its name, guns are welcome. Do you know people who have guns who live here?
Just about everybody.
Do you have one?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Not with me.
Do you have a gun?
I do have a gun. I have several guns.
Gun Barrel City is one of at least 5 other towns across the United States who have ordinances or resolutions encouraging gun ownership. Kennesaw, Georgia, Nelson, Georgia, Nucla, Colorado, and Virgin, Utah. All of them passed such ordinance at least a decade ago.
We have a resolution that was passed April 23rd of 2013, and it's about the right to own a gun. But it goes in and talks about that every head of household should maintain a firearm, provided that they're physically and mentally capable of doing so.
The resolution is non-binding and not enforceable, meaning if you can't afford a gun or don't want one, that's okay. Same in the other cities.
I think Gun Barrel's a nice town, though. You know what I'm saying? I don't see people running around like, you know, shoot 'em, bang, bang. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, as far as I can see, it's a peaceful place.
Although the mayor says there are typically 1 or 2 violent crimes or shootings in his town per year, it's too difficult to say if that has anything to do with the resolution.
As mayor of Gun Barrel City, I don't mind saying that I strongly support stricter gun laws. I strongly support more thorough background checks and a waiting period. I don't think that more guns on the street is the answer. I think that we have to learn to respect our police departments.
Do you think that same thing here, people being encouraged to have a gun, would work in other cities?
It's a lot of rough cities, you know, and it's not about the guns, it's about the people. I always believe that a place is only as good as the people. So if you're allowing people to have weapons, you need to check with the type of people that you're allowing to have weapons.
Residents say they believe the effort is meant to deter crime in the community and offer a means of protection.
Honestly, I believe that without God, you don't have no protection, without Jesus Christ. And as far as people being able to have guns to protect their families, I think we should have the right to do whatever we do to take care of our families, as long as it's reasonable.
And again, that resolution is non-binding, so if you don't have a gun, the police aren't going to arrest you. Also, it is a town of 6,500 people, and it's not clear if this resolution has anything to do with the crime rate. Marky, Adrienne.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.